Welcome to Talent on Tap. My name is Brendan Brown. I head up recruiting here at LinkedIn. And we're going to be talking a bit about sourcing and a bunch about outreach today. And with the advent of AI seemingly everywhere in our business, finding a name, identifying some information is not very difficult. That is not where the premium is in our profession. I believe strongly that where the premium lies is becoming more and more human and focusing on the art of talent acquisition. So first, let's talk a little bit about sourcing at a really high level. Quality over quantity, that is what you need to focus on. If you can spend the time doing the footwork intelligently to harness this information, you'll be able to differentiate yourself in your sourcing and also in your outreach. One tip on sourcing in particular around time boxing it is I still do some searches here at LinkedIn. Every year I do a couple exec searches. And I'm sure to lay out a very specific timeline as well as a number of candidates that are going to be presented and then interviewed. And I like to get our hiring managers to about 5 very high quality candidates that have been curated carefully that we want to get through the process and then have that hiring manager make a decision. So to move into outreach, one thing I want to talk about is what not to do. So I'm sure, much like me, you probably get a tremendous amount of outreach. So let me just read a couple that I think are, let's just say, suboptimal. Brandon. That's not my name. My name is Brendan, B-R-E-N-D-A-N. So let's not even read this one because right off the top, this recruiter got my name wrong. Credibility is gone and out the window. I don't care. Here's another one. Hi, Brendan. I hope you're doing well. I'm a recruiter at XYZ company. My hiring manager found your profile and thinks you'd be a good fit for a role we have open. I'd love to jump on a call to speak about the role. I'm thinking it'll be 10 minutes. Any chance you'd be interested? Thanks. Well, if this person just hovered over connections in common, they'd realize we have 5 connections in common. So there's some folks that I trust very much that are in this person's network. It would have taken this recruiter all of probably 2-3 minutes to send some questions to this person that we have in common to ideally have a different type of outreach to me that would solicit a much more positive response. But otherwise, this is where this is going. It's the end of it. I'm not going to respond to it. It's a waste of my time. So don't forget to spend the footwork. Here's some things that we've seen happen here that are on the embarrassing list. We've reached out to candidates without doing our footwork, like looking at LinkedIn recruiter spotlights and seeing who a candidate may know, or if we talked to them in the past, et cetera. We've hastily done our job, reached out to a candidate. That candidate instantaneously sends an email back to one of their friends who works in engineering on the same floor as our recruiting team. That engineer walks over to our recruiting team and sort of asking, what the heck are you doing reaching out to this person this way? Don't you know that I have a relationship with them? This could have simply been avoided, again, by using data. Spotlights like common connections is a very powerful one. One of my favorites is also past applicants. We see when you use 1 or 2 of those, the response rate can skyrocket, at least 3x. There's other things like, have they interacted with your brand? Are they open to new experiences? So I cannot implore upon you enough. It is the simplest thing you can do to spend the extra time to differentiate how you communicate to your candidates and your prospects in a meaningful way. It's guaranteed statistically to change the outcomes. It will raise credibility with your hiring manager. And lastly, let's talk about hiring managers. I have no issue with hiring managers sourcing. Frankly, I'd rather have them do the sourcing. I'd rather come to the table with a list of candidates and I've vetted all that data. I understand who they know and who's validated them, who's interviewed with us in the past, and simply ask them to reach out. I'm under no illusions that an engineer is going to respond more positively to an engineering executive versus me. So whatever you can do to involve your hiring manager in this process does nothing but increase your chance of a great hire and raises your credibility as a recruiter and partner to the business. So to recap, first, take the time to do your research. Do the footwork necessary to make sure that you're reaching out to the right person at the right time. Secondly, use more of that intelligence and data that's available to increase your chances of a positive outcome, be it spotlights or who's been interviewed in the past. And then finally, hiring managers. Demand excellence from your hiring managers. I am so curious to know what people are doing to differentiate how they source and specifically how people are outreaching to candidates in a different way. So feel free to comment below and we'll see you next time.